Film Pulse is supported by the kind donations from listeners like you. Please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/filmpulse for just $1 a month and help keep the podcast on the air. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 250. My name is Adam Patterson. Joining me today, we got Kevin Rakestraw. How are you, Kevin?
Pretty good.
Got that dog bark. Wouldn't be a podcast without your dog barking in the background.
This is what I bring to the table. You know.
Try as I might to edit it out, it always manages to get in there.
Let's keep you on your toes. Test your skills.
What no one understands is it's towards the exact second you start recording.
Yeah, so we were hanging out a little bit before we started recording. No dog bark. Then as soon as we get ready to start recording, dog bark.
Correct.
We're also joined by Ryan Holes. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right, nice. So this is episode number 250. Can you believe that we've done 250 of these things?
Yes and no.
Can you believe Ryan voluntarily watched 250 of these things?
We don't know this because a lot of times we don't watch the movie, so we just we just kind of go. We're just like, yeah, we'll believe everything he says. Like, I have a feeling that like 140 of these he just completely made up.
No.
You just pulled up, read the Wikipedia.
Out of 250, there may have been one that I watched half of and turned it off.
Damn, secrets. This turned into a secrets episode.
How's
Tell
that
us more.
secret? I was telling you I watched what you asked me.
So I did a little research because we've talked about this a couple times on the show. Like, doing 250 of these, we forget how many movies he gives, 1 star to and all of that. So I decided to sit down and look through the catalog and see which ones were his highest, which ones were his lowest, and just figured I'd go over a couple of these since it's sort of a milestone episode. The lowest rated movies you have, do you know what they were by any chance?
Cat one.
Nope.
Android Cup.
Nope.
Alright, no, I'm not.
So you gave 2 0 out of 10 scores, and those went to Almighty Thor, was the Asylum one with Thor with the Uzis, and then you also gave a 0 out of 10 to Sallow.
Yeah, because that is degrading discussion.
Degrading and disgusting.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Android Cop, you gave a 2 out of 10.
Really?
Just for, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You gave out 11 half-star ratings. So those went to Gem and the Holograms, Batman and Robin, the Star Wars Holiday Special, the 1994 version of Fantastic Four, Food Fight, Disaster Movie, The Country Bears, Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead, Hansel and Gretel, Catwoman, and Beware Children at Play.
Some of these I don't remember until you say the names of them, and then I instantly remember.
It comes rushing back, the flashbacks. On the high end, which are not, they're not very many. The highest movie you've scored, which was an 8 out of 10, that was the highest, was Wrong, the Quentin Dupieux movie.
Nice.
I'll take that.
And the second highest movie you rated was a 7.5, and that was Clown.
Not
the one you watched last week.
Okay, because I was about to say I remember that episode very differently.
Yeah, Cloven.
Clown with the K.
There you go.
Yeah. So there you have it. Those were the highs and lows. Let's see what this week's movie, we're at Fairs, What movie did you watch this week?
The Pallbearer.
The Pallbearer. This is from 1996. Picked this in honor of War for the Planet of the Apes coming out. Same director, Matt Reeves. I have a synopsis here. A young man's life is thrown into a loop when he is asked to be a pallbearer for the funeral of a classmate he doesn't remember, and his old high school crush temporarily returns to town. This stars David Schwimmer and Gwyneth Paltrow. Michael Rappaport's in there. Toni Collette is in there as well. Ryan, tell us a little bit about the pallbearer.
Well, David Schwimmer is the guy who is the quote-unquote best friend of the guy that killed himself. And by the way, he killed himself in a car. And I'll come back later on. This guy's mom asked him, since he was the best friend, to speak at the funeral. And he decides to write a eulogy, but he's like, I don't know how this guy is. So they try to make it funny, but when he actually reads the eulogy, the only people that are laughing are a couple of his friends. Michael Rappaport and his wife, and another guy and his wife. And the rest of the funeral procession is pretty outraged. And then as he's being a pallbearer and they're leaving the funeral home with the casket, they're coming down the steps and he sees his high school crush. And he's like, oh, hey, we should go out sometime. Just takes the casket and runs up to her with 5 other guys and just starts talking to her like nothing's happening. So everyone else gets real offended, and this guy's mom finally gets pissed off enough where she says, all right, you're out, but you were in his will also. And it turns out in his will, he left his car to his best friend, the same car in which he killed himself in. So this when we get to this car, and I guess that's supposed to be like a comedic point, because throughout the movie, all I know is talk about how much of a piece of shit it is, and how much money you put into it, and how I should never in the first place. Well, so after he gets the score fixed up, he continues talking to Gwyneth Paltrow, and eventually he starts dating her. But what she doesn't know is that while he's dating her, this kid that killed himself, his mom is all distraught, and David Schwimmer is there for her, and it's a banger. And throughout a good part of the movie, they're hooking up on the side until Michael Rappaport flips out on him and says you shouldn't be dating somebody's mom that you went to high school with that died. But he continues it, and it's awkward. And after a while, Gwyneth Paltrow invites him out to her birthday dinner with his parents. And at this dinner, he, tries to make small talk. And eventually, her dad's like, he just looks at him. And he's like, why is he talking? My daughter ran out her wedding. I haven't seen her for a couple months. And she invites me out to dinner. And this weird guy there. And at this point, as soon as this happens, the mom walks in also into the restaurant they're in because she's sort of stalking David Schwimmer, and he tried to break up with her by mailing her the charm bracelet that he found of hers in his car. And he just wants it to be a clean break, but obviously that doesn't happen. And she comes into the restaurant and she's like, "What's happening? Why did you bring me this poem? Why you having sex with me?" Blah blah, trying to make him feel bad. And eventually, Gwyneth Paltrow storms of the restaurant because she has a plan to go out and be on her own and live her own life and not depend on anyone for a year. So she views this as a good point to make that happen. So they all leave this restaurant, and Dennis Weaver goes home. Oh yeah, by the way, throughout the movie, he lives with his mom. And finally, towards the end of the movie, he decides to move out. And when he realizes that Gwyneth Paltrow is angry at him, he goes to her with a present. And it's a little jewelry box, and she thinks it's a ring. And he's trying to, tie her down or whatever. And it turns out to be the case of this goddamn car. This other dude killed himself in. And then you find out that there is a guy that also went to high school with them, but the exact same name as David Schwartz's character. And David Swimmer brings him to meet this guy's mom, and eventually she realizes what's happening, and they'll part ways and everyone lives happily ever.
Oh my god, I have so many questions.
I never thought, when you announced that he watched The Pallbearer and he started his spiel, I never once thought that this is going to be the most confusing movie he's ever watched. But at the end of it, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't understand what this movie is. I don't know what it's about.
Basically, I'm mistaken identity.
Okay, all right. First question. He decided to be the pallbearer as a goof? Was that what it was? He was just like...
Not...
Because, why wouldn't he just be like, that's not... I didn't know him. That's not me.
He felt... I don't know. He felt uncomfortable with it, but he tried to... He even went to Michael Rappaport's house, and they sat down and tried to write a eulogy. It was funny.
But why? So it's like, okay, he's like, I don't know this guy. They want me to be in the funeral and read a eulogy. Okay, well, I'll just do it as a goof and write a silly eulogy just to be a jackass. I mean, it just seems like such a dick move. And then what you said about how he sees a girl that he likes and he runs over carrying the casket, that's even a bigger dick move.
I guess it's all supposed to be funny, but it wasn't. It was stupid as shit.
And then he starts dating what from what you're telling me is like the girl of his dreams, and then starts cheating on her with the dead guy's mom. What?
That's in reverse.
Oh, okay. So he's all right.
So he started with the mom.
It's still bad. It's still bad, but not as bad.
He's banging the mom, and then he starts dating Gwyneth Paltrow.
So is the mom more of just like a holdover until he can secure?
I guess. I mean, that's what I thought, but apparently the mom has totally different feelings of the whole situation.
David Schwimmer sounds like an absolute monster.
Yeah, it sounds like he is established early and very quickly as being just a complete piece of shit just perhaps one of the worst people, and
He
then just
kind of is.
continually gets worse.
And then they give him the car, and then he gives it away at the end to go. Like, if this car is such a piece of shit and somebody killed themselves in it, why would you give that to?
He got over and over throughout the movie. He says he got a new carburetor. I don't know if that's supposed to be funny or what.
Everybody knows.
But then yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows. Carburetors are fucking hilarious. They are the pinnacle of automobile comedy.
He gives the car to Gwyneth Paltrow for a little road trip, and he's like, "There's a brand new carburetor on it."
This guy, I don't know, totally killed himself in it, but
how did he kill himself in it?
He shot himself in the garage.
Oh, okay.
They don't actually shoot.
So
he shot himself in the garage. So that means they had this car reupholstered. Or does it still have
the death stains?
I don't know.
Because I would think at that point, like the amount of money that you're gonna have to spend on reupholstering that car, you're just gonna have to get rid of it.
And it's a fucking gremlin.
My God!
Yeah, come on, that car's totaled. Plus, yeah, the carburetor issue.
The carburetor issue.
That car was totaled like 10 years ago.
Come on, man, it's ridiculous.
So then he finds out that there's another person that they went to school with that has his same name. Wouldn't you immediately be like, "Oh, he probably means the other one"?
Especially when your name's Tom Thompson.
That's kind of what I thought. But then I guess that would negate the whole.
But come on, I mean, yeah. But think about it.
That's no excuse. That's just poor writing.
If you went to school with a guy named Ryan Ryanson, you would remember that shit. Especially if someone called you up.
And your name was Ryan Ryanson also.
Yeah. And someone called you up.
Not only that, but there were two of them in the same class.
Right. Like, yeah.
And they called you up and they're like, "We need you to be a pallbearer, and we need you to do eulogy. He was your best friend." And you would be like, don't you think that immediately, or at some point in time, at least when you go over to your buddy's house to write this fucking silly eulogy, he'd be like, "Hey, you remember that we also went to school with the kid that had your same exact name and how we always talked about it?" Like, maybe they're talking about that one. And
exactly.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought, too.
Unbelievable. What did you think of this movie?
Crap.
Oh, Ryan. Crap, huh?
Oh, God.
That was me trying to breathe in and out at the same time.
Breathe in and out at the same time.
Yes.
It hurts. Oh, God.
Okay.
How was Schwimmer?
In Friends, I like him, and everything else I've ever seen him, and I don't like him.
Like Schwimmer?
I'm not a big fan of Schwimmer. I kind of liked him in American Crime Story as Robert Kardashian.
I was gonna say I heard good things about.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job in that. Actually, I didn't stick with the show to the end, but I liked his performance. And there was another one. He did that HBO series. What was it? It was the World War II series, Band of Brothers. He was good in that. I liked him in that. But I can't say as I've seen too much of his stuff post Friends.
I remember you had me watch one or two other dumb David Schwimmer movies, but I can't remember what they were off the man.
Kissing a Fool. I think we had you watch that one.
Yeah.
That was the one with him and Jason Lee.
No, it's
Yeah, I remember. I think you did watch Kissing a Fool.
An apt pupil. Apparently, he was an apt pupil.
Oh yeah, he was the teacher.
Yeah.
I think he was the teacher in Apt Pupil.
I can't remember that at all.
He was good in that too.
It's just,
but he had a pretty minor role in that.
Ryan's just a big Schwimmer fan.
Schwim fan, huh?
Wait, who is?
You are.
What? No.
What? No.
I literally just I don't like him anything but Friends.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
This has the most 90s cover ever.
It is one of the most nice.
The font with the red background.
I'm telling you, movies in the 90s, oh, their covers are some of the best.
Especially the comedies.
Mm-hmm.
The comedies all kind of had that. And you have the giant pull quote there, wildly entertaining.
Was it? Was it, Ryan?
Was it wildly entertaining?
No.
Was it so entertaining that at one point you were like, I don't know if I can handle this. This kind of seems out of control. It's a bit wild.
Nope.
All right.
So it was Scene Magazine that quoted wildly entertaining.
So that is Ryan.
What the fuck is Scene Magazine?
Scene Magazine?
First
of all, I'm checking to see if they're even still in existence.
Getting ready to do the same thing. But I think we just had here that Ryan is calling them a bunch of liars. It's probably why they went out of business.
I'll tween them right now. Damn, they're fucking liars.
Did you say tween?
Tweet if they still exist.
What are they called?
Scene Magazine. It looks like they do still exist. I mean, there's several Scene magazines that I'm seeing here. I'm guessing that they're scenemag.com.
Are they Scene SCENE?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it's the same one. However, I don't know if they exist in print form. Their website's a little sparse. Not a lot going on here. Well, it says past issues, so let's see. Yeah, it looks like the last issue was June 2014.
Oh no.
That's the goddamn shame.
So I'm not sure that they're around anymore. Scene Magazine. Yeah, I remember. I never saw this. I don't think I saw this, but this is one that I feel like I've caught bits and pieces of on Comedy Central numerous times.
No, I'm sure.
I don't know why movies like this wasn't funny at all. Like I didn't laugh out loud that one time.
Yeah, but what about the Carburetor?
What about that classic Carburetor joke?
First of all, that confused me, and then as it went on, it really irritated me. I wanted to fucking punch him in the face every day.
I want to know what's up with Schwimmer's hand there on the poster, kind of like touching. Like he just wants to touch her.
Is it, which,
It's the one on IMDb. The wildly entertaining one.
Who's he touching?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
In the movie, when he's first hooking up with the dead kid's mom, there's a scene where the only thing he can reveal is his hand and her hand. And he puts his hand on top of hers. And then they start banging.
This looks like it was also at one point considered a Miramax classic. As part of the Miramax Classics collection. I'm just not sure I see it as a classic. Even for Miramax.
Classic pop shit.
Classic pile of shit. All right, let's talk about Matt Reeves. Let's see what he's done in the past. Not a whole lot. The Pallbearer was his first feature film. Since then, he's done some TV stuff, including 5 episodes of Felicity. He did an episode of Homicide. He then did Cloverfield. That was a big one.
That's such a weird, from 1996, The Pallbearer. 2008.
Yeah, that was his next movie. It is kind of interesting.
Do you see why? Do you see the producers of this man?
No.
Oh, shit.
Was J.J. Abrams a producer or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, J.J. Abrams was a producer on The Pallbearer.
Yes, he was.
That's what Wikipedia says.
Yeah, he was. Wasn't
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams also involved with Felicity? Yeah, he was a creator. He was one of the creators of Felicity. Oh yeah, him and Matt Reeves created Felicity. Holy shit! So there we go. He must have been boys with Abrams when they did Pallbearer, and then they created Felicity together,
Oh my god!
and that led them to Cloverfield.
Watch out!
Interesting. And then he did.
It's all because of the Pallbearer.
I guess so.
That we have everything that we have now.
I mean, let's go back one because he did Future Shock from 1994. He directed one of the segments of that. Apparently, that was some sort of, I don't know if it was.
I mean, because Pallbearer is like the third movie that J.J. Abrams produced back when he went as Jeffrey Abrams.
Oh, up on Wikipedia, it also says the Pallbearer played at 1996 Cannes Film Festival. Like, it doesn't say anything about it.
It just says that it was there.
Damn.
But, wait, well, you know, it's cool that it played at a film festival. From what I read, which was not a whole lot about this movie, it seems like it's more than just a romantic comedy. A lot of people on Letterboxd hold it in pretty high regard. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But anyway, after Cloverfield, he did Let Me In, which was the remake to Let the Right One In. Did you see that one, Kevin?
Mm-mm.
It's good.
I don't know if I can believe that coming from the guy that did the Pallbearer.
You didn't see the Pallbearer, though. Maybe you'd love the Pallbearer.
I don't know. I am a big fan of Carburetor jokes.
Who isn't really? After Let Me In, he did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes in 2014. Then he did War for the Planet of the Apes. That's the one coming up. Evidently, he's also attached to the Batman, the new Batman movie.
Batman.
The one with Ben Affleck. I wouldn't say that for sure just yet because that movie seems like it's kind of in flux.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about Matt Reeves? Fan? Brian?
Oh, man. No, God, no.
God, no. You didn't like Cloverfield?
I don't know if I saw the entire thing.
Cloverfield's pretty good. I like Cloverfield.
Is it the one that's videotaped?
Yeah, it's found footage.
And it's like about a monster that you don't see until the end.
No, well, you see it more clearly at the end, but there's other stuff going on. It's not just the one giant monster. There's like smaller ones too, and so it's not like
Then maybe I'm
boring.
thinking of something else.
You don't see it clearly until the very end.
Then maybe I am thinking.
You probably are. It was a pretty big movie when it came out, 2008.
It's on FX. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see parts of it because it's on FX.
This was back when the found footage novelty was not completely worn into the ground. This was back when it was first starting to make a comeback. Or I guess not really a comeback, but first starting to really blow up. All right. Any final thoughts on the Pallbearer before you give your drum roll?
No.
All right, Ryan. What do you give the Pallbearer?
1.
Oh, wow. That's a surprise. Like, for some reason, I thought with this one, it'd be like a 3 or a 4 or 5, like kind of middle of the row.
Dude, I hate life while I was watching this.
Wow.
It never really came across when we were discussing, but all right.
Yeah. So what do you think about War for the Planet of the Apes?
I think it looks pretty crazy. The technology, the whole face thing.
The ape tech?
Yeah, like the thing, they're real people, but they're in ape suits and their faces look real. That blows my mind.
Well, they're not in ape suits. It's all CG. It's all motion capture, but...
Yeah, they have the green balls on their face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy to me. I'll probably watch it just for that.
Did you see the other ones? The other prequels?
No. Shall I?
Probably. Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't see this one yet. Blake saw it and he loved it. And a lot of the buzz coming out around this movie is it's like the summer's best movie and like all of this stuff. It's the best one of all of them. And it's just incredible, which is funny because I've seen a number of trailers for it and it's just not doing it for me. Like I have no interest in this movie whatsoever.
I thought that the main ape, he's up for, or apparently going to be up for Oscars.
Wow.
We'll see about that.
It's a little too early to be speculating about that.
That's what I heard on TV.
They always say stuff like that where motion capture people should be nominated for big awards and stuff. And
gonna get its due.
I mean, I think someday that's it. Sure. Why not? I think
it would happen if they had more people. Like at this point, you'd be like, and for best motion capture performance, and the nominees are Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Like that's it.
I think Doug Jones does a lot of motion capture work too. Doug Jones from Hellboy, he does a lot of those. I don't know. I mean, I think that it should certainly. You should be in the running, just like any other role. You should be in the running for it, but the role still has to be good enough. Like your performance still has to be good enough.
Yeah,
I don't think that they should nominate or give an award just to, let's be honest, Andy Serkis because it's something new and different. And
they say apparently it's a tear-jerking performance.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I heard that it's. But all of the Planet of the Apes movies are really emotional. I mean, they're all pretty heavy movies. Certainly this one, each one that comes out is a little bit better on the CG than the last. And I remember when I saw the last one in the theater, I was just absolutely blown away by it. It looks so real. It's incredible. And I'm sure that this one looks like the scale is a lot bigger, so I'm sure it's going to be impressive. I'm going to go see it. I don't know. I don't really have any. I'm not really excited for it. Like I'm not just kind of chomping at the bit to head to the cinema. Kevin, I take it you have no interest in anything Planet of the Apes related.
I don't know. I feel as though there's going to be a part. It's a time when I sit down and watch all of these.
The new ones or the old ones?
The new ones. Yeah,
I would recommend the new ones. Like. I think they're better. Like I know that there's a lot of fans of the original series, but I could never get into those. I thought the new ones were actually pretty good. So, all right. Any final thoughts, Ryan, on War for the Planet of the Apes or the Pallbearer?
Nope.
All right, that'll do it. Thank you so much for listening to 250 of these. Holy crap. You can send us your questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. And if you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
See you later.